I know how it feels to feel like nobody understands you. Nobody understands the decision that you want to make. So you just bury it down. You just stay in it a little longer and you just suffer in silence. And I really don't want that for you. Staying in nursing, even though you're constantly going in and out of these burnout cycles, is a lot like staying in a toxic relationship that you know you've outgrown, that you know is long overdue because you're afraid of what comes next. So you keep hoping that things will get better if you just try harder, if you just stick it out. You hoping that things will like magically change. Sometimes it does change for a little while. It'll get better and you're like, oh, you see some hope. But then what happens? Eventually you're right back in the burnout cycles. Eventually you're right back in that cycle that's causing you pain. If you're new here, my name is Mel. I'm a former registered nurse and I stayed in the burnout, ignored my body's cues way longer than I should have. Nobody has taught you that it's okay to start something new if you feel like the current job that you're in, if you feel like the current career that you're in is costing you. It's costing you your joy. It's costing you your passion and your zest within life. If you feel like this is resonating and you like this video and subscribe. Like this video so that other nurses who are feeling this, but they're scared to admit it, or they haven't said it out loud, or they just need to hear it in this way, can see this video too. So this moment it feels sticky and it feels heavy, but it's actually a pivotal moment. It's a moment where you can choose this path. You could choose path A or you could choose path B. And depending on what you choose, that determines whether your life is going to stay exactly the same or if you're going to really make some changes and create a new life for yourself. I know it feels heavy. And this feels like a huge, like major decision. But I want you to really reflect on who are you not becoming by staying where you are. So while it feels scary to start something new, you're essentially stopping yourself from becoming the healthiest, truest version of yourself. And for me, if I would have let the fear consume me and stay within nursing, even though I knew deep down I really wanted to leave, I would have been sacrificing the version of me that I am now, which is the version of me. I can go on and on, but it's the version of me who actually found the thing that she feels called to do, who actually stepped into her calling outside of nursing, who actually feels fulfilled, not just with work, but with everyday life, who actually feels good to wake up in the morning, who actually has time to take care of herself, who has space and energy to not only take care of herself, but to pour into her loved ones. I would have been sacrificing a version of me who learned how to heal all the toxic patterns that I picked up from being a nurse. I would have been sacrificing this version of me who is able to sit here and help you through the lessons that I learned. So I really want you to think, who are you not becoming by choosing to stay where you are? And it's a perfect time to reflect, especially since the new year just started. It's 2026. This is a 1 year, which is a year of fresh new beginnings. So what better time than now would it be for you to really step into the thing that you want to try outside of nursing, to really allow yourself to have this new beginning? So if you are stuck in that decision, I created a masterclass, a should I stay or should I go masterclass, specifically for you, specifically for this version of you, this indecision that you're stuck in. Why? Because the clarity that you gain from this masterclass happens in less than 35 minutes, and you can stop going back and forth with yourself about this decision, because clarity leads to relief and it allows you to see clearly. So the link for the masterclass is below. When you sign up, you get instant access. So I know all of this so well, so clearly, and I can articulate it so well because I've lived it. I used to be you. So from the outside looking in, it looked like I was doing everything right. It looked like I had it all together. I became a nurse at 23, got a second degree in nursing. People used to tell me I want to be just like you when I grow up. Joking, right? You know how people say that. Everything looked great. I looked like I was thriving, successful, living my best life. But on the inside, that's where the truth came out. That's where I was silently suffering. I was dealing with the constant burnout cycles, the constant anxiety, overwhelm, and stress, and keeping it to myself, burying it, thinking that I had to suffer in silence because I was a nurse. Everybody praised me for it. And that became confusing to me because the very same role that I worked so hard to become, the very same role that everybody was praising me for, was the very same role that I secretly built up this resentment towards because when I first got in, I was passionate, I was ready, I was super excited. But then that very same role was causing me to constantly go into burnout cycles, was causing me to constantly ignore my body's signals and needs and to constantly self-abandon. And this became cycle, this cycle that nurses get so conditioned into that they don't even realize it. The real reason that it's so hard for so many nurses to leave nursing, even though they're burned out, is because we're conditioned to stay stuck in survival mode. We're conditioned to overgive. We're conditioned to overwork, to give our all, to put everybody else's needs and everybody else before us. We're conditioned to work under pressure and to take on all this responsibility. The nurse is basically responsible for everything, if we being real, and they don't get paid accordingly. But I digress. As nurses, we become so conditioned to carry it all, to do it all, to hold it all. But at a certain point, you have to really ask yourself, who's holding it all down for you? Who's taking care of you? Who's putting you first? Who's looking out for your best interests? And once I realized that I kept going in and out of burnout cycles, I kept feeling hopeful, starting a new job. I was job hopping like crazy, trying to escape the stress and the anxiety and the feeling of that pressure that came for me with being a nurse. I was trying to escape the constant burnout. And then finally one day it hit me that nothing was going to change until I decided to make a change. Nothing was going to change until Mel decided to put herself first. So that's the message that I want you to hear. Nothing's going to change for you if you continue to put yourself on the back burner. Nothing's going to change for you if you continue to make the same choices. And the beautiful thing is that you get to decide. You get to decide to start over. You get to decide to rewrite your story. You get to decide to create a new chapter for yourself. But whether you're choosing that new chapter or you're staying where you currently are, it's still a choice. And if you feel defensive right now, or you're like, I'm not choosing this, I have to do this. I got to pay my bills. There's all these stories that come up that are trying to keep you where you are because it sees the unknown or this new chapter that you're really secretly craving as a threat. But, my dear, you're still choosing. What you're not changing, you are choosing. And a lot of times we just choose things on autopilot automatically because we're used to it. And your mind loves what's familiar. Your mind loves the known. Your mind loves the predictable. It associates that with safety. Even if it's at the expense of your health, even if you literally are dreading your shifts, you feeling stressed out chronically, even though you're feeling like all these heavy emotions, it still equates where you are with safety, because it's what's familiar, is what you're familiar with right now. But the beautiful thing about this is that you can retrain your mind, recondition your mind to become familiar with the new thing that you want to do, the new type of life, the new level, the new version of yourself that you want to step into. And that's where things get real fun and interesting. I know it's a whole journey on the journey to becoming a nurse. And after that, on the journey of actually being a nurse. I know I've been there, but what I realized is that all of the time, energy, and effort, like all of that, the money, like all the things that I put into me becoming a nurse did not make it okay for me to stay in that role, even though I felt in my heart deep down that I was meant to do something else, that I've outgrown it, that I was no longer passionate about it, that I was tired of going in and out of burnout cycles. So that helped me really see clearly that it was okay to choose something different. It's okay to outgrow careers. And I'm gonna keep talking about this because I want this to be normalized. I know we're taught to retire in careers at 60 something years old. And so many people wait to retire before they step out of the role, even though they start feeling unfulfilled in that role, that career, a long time ago. So they stay in it for decades. They silence their intuition for decades. They silence their truest desires, what they truly want, for decades. But you don't have to do that. So I want to make something clear. I'm not sharing this to convince you that you should leave nursing. That's not what this is. But I am sharing this so you can see that nursing isn't the only option that you have. It's not the only thing that's out there. I'm sharing this so you don't continue to feel trapped and to stay trapped in thinking that this is all that there is, because it's not. It's so much more to be seen, to be experienced, to be created by you. It's so much more health, so much more aliveness, so much more juiciness in life, so much more moments where you feel so many more moments where you feel good, where you feel like your mind is clear, like your heart is clear, where you feel like your body just feels good. I really want that for you if you feel deep down that something needs to change, but you're afraid to take that step. I want you to see that there's this version of you. If you could close your eyes right now, if you're not driving or anything like that, I invite you to just close your eyes. I want you to see that there's a version of you who wakes up excited to start her day, who wakes up excited about what she does for work, who wakes up feeling passionate about work, about her life. There's a version of you who's lit up, a version of you whose nervous system isn't constantly on edge at maximum capacity. There's a version of you who's genuinely excited to live life. A version of you who isn't dreading her shift before she even goes in. A version of you who's really present with herself, with her family, who takes care of herself, who prioritizes herself, her needs, her desires, her mental, her physical health. There is a version of you who was earning money in a way that honors herself, that honors her health. So the beautiful thing about this is that you don't need to know exactly what that is for you right now, or exactly what that looks like for you right now. But you do get to create a life that really feels good for you on every level, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, and financially. A life where you trust yourself to really make the hard decisions, the decisions that honor your truest needs, and desires. So you don't got to know exactly what that looks like. You don't need to know all the steps, but you do need to know that it exists and that it's possible for you and that you can choose that. You deserve to choose that and you're worthy of choosing that, and that there is life on the other side outside of nursing. There is so much life to be lived. I hope that you really choose the thing that you really, 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 really want for yourself. You start this year off, 2026, with newness, with adventure, with curiosity, with permission to try something else, if that's what your heart is craving deep down. If you feel like you need support and you feel like you do want to transition out of nursing into something new and you want to be guided by somebody who's done it already, then definitely check out the link below for my Confidence to Quit Nursing Signature Program. If you're a nurse who's been like asking around, you've been Googling, trying to figure out who I thought my microphone wasn't muted. But if you're a nurse who feels stuck in nursing because you're not sure what to do next, check out my Nurse to New Chapter AI Bestie, because she will get you together. That's down below too. If you want guidance and support, check out the links and also subscribe to my channel because I post weekly videos to help guide you through this transition. So that is a word. That is what I have for you in this video. That is what channeled what came through me. And I really hope that you felt seen, understood, and you feel inspired to do what you know you need to do that you've been putting off.